Hi, my name is Veitsknight, and welcome to A Slice of Life. It's been a while since I've done this. I think I missed a week or so, but I've got lots of things to talk about. I've been streaming mostly on Twitch, and something my friend just shared with me, Cube.tv. I do get a lot of people watching there. I don't know if they're legitimate views, but I get 80 or at least 80, whereas at Twitch I get like 3 or 4. He did say that Cube TV does offer a better revenue stream than Twitch, but I've always wanted to do stuff on Twitch, so I kind of do both. I I upload on Cube for specific games, or just do 2 hours of that, then go back to Twitch.tv. Now, Twitch, as try as I really want to be a partner in Twitch. So, in my road to partner, I created a Facebook page called Veitsknight. A link will be on the description below. I've already have 100 likes on it. I've seen people engage, but they're mostly my friends. Um, but I've had some success there where I've shared streams there and then got people to watch through that. Now, I hope it just I hope I could build enough momentum for it to affect my Twitch channel. Because one of the things I need right now is to have at least three average viewers per streaming session in a month for my road to partner. I'm currently sitting at two per. My average currently sits at two, so I'm like one off. So hopefully people get more invested, and while I'm doing that, I'm also trying to be more engaging, which is a big problem I've had. I've talked about this at length before, where um I'm playing a game, I feel so invested in it, and um I I feel that I am reacting, but when I look at the replays, I'm not. I'm in the zone, so every reaction, every jump scare, every blimp happens in my head. So I work best when I'm actually talking with someone. I've had highlights on Twitch where I was talking to this this guy. Even if he was just on chat, I was responding back to him. It was I was more entertaining, so to speak. And I also like to do. I also like to stream games where I play competitively with a friend, because we're doing this back and forth. I talk to him, he talks to me. I just don't like. So it's just that if I'm alone, I don't tend to talk. So I'm trying to be better at that aspect of what I'm doing. So hopefully, with me developing that skill, it will be easier to be active on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, I found myself on Akinator. Wait, let me pull. Let me see if I can find that picture. Okay. Desktop. Where's this? And I could do this on post, but I'm doing it now, which is weird. Anyway, here. Oh, here. I found myself an Akinator, which is interesting. There's no picture yet, but at least I'm there, right? Sorry about that. I went to go. I actually went to go watch Wreck It Ralph with a friend, and it gave us these um do not disturb signs. So mine said do not disturb, gaming do not disturb, and then it has the character the pop up character from the movie. It says want to get rich playing video games? Hell yes. So they when we bought the tickets, they gave it out random. So it's not like I had chose this; it was random. It comes in this little envelope here, uh, and I got one that fit me as a character, as a person. Sorry. So she also got one that fit her. It was really fun. Speaking of, so I was out with a friend, and she's someone I haven't really talked to in no, about 5 months. Sorry. So I got buried into gaming. She got distracted with her anime stuff. And no, I got buried in actual work. So and it was a while since we've seen each other. So it was really great to get to talk to her again. The conversation we had was something that I want. The level of conversation we had was something I wanted for a long time. We talked about what we've been doing. Um, I shared. We talked about a lot of personal stuff. Anyway, I also shared with the dreams that I've had recently. I'm not sure if I talked about it here, but I do get very vivid dreams. It's very interesting because I have a top three. So one is I rank them by how vivid they were. So it's not like it's the best. There's one that I would say would top it all because it was a gritty noir investigation thing with magic, specifically those portal things from Doctor Strange. But I only remember the chase scene. I don't remember how it started. So I while it looked great, I remember it being very flashy. I can't say much to what it really was. I don't know what I was investigating. I don't know why I was being chased. I all I know is that I was in some kind of hotel. I was jumping between rooms trying to evade something because I found out about something I don't remember what. So that was quite a while ago though, but I still wanted to tap into it, but never. So, um, it was vivid at first, but I woke up and then I tried to sleep and get back into it. Then everything I remembered from the pre earlier dream just disappeared, and it started with the chase. So speaking, the top three vivid dreams that I've had. One was that I was a bus driver instructor, and it was an on the job training. So someone was driving a bus. I was seated beside them, and this guy, it's based on a friend of mine. Um, is psychotic as hell. I don't know why he was ever hired to do that fucking job. But he tried to keep running people over, and most of what I had to do was try to steer him away from pedestrians, keep him on the straight and narrow, so to speak. We were fighting. I was throwing stuff at him, and then eventually I had to crash the bus into something so that he would stop killing people. So that was a very stressful dream. The second would be I was apparently a Russian submarine technician. I don't know what specifically my role was, but I was on a sub. Um, we breached just to uh for R&R. I was outside with a friend. We were smoking. I smoke apparently in the dream. Then we were supposed to go back in a couple of because we were gonna go dive back in to get to complete our mission. Um, yeah, so I was smoking and smoking. I had to finish my cigarette. It was I just lit it, so I stayed for a couple seconds longer. The hatch apparently shut down automatically. It wasn't a problem because normally you could just open it and jump back in. But after my cigarette was done, I tossed it aside, and when I stood up, one of my safety harnesses got caught. I'm not even sure that people who go out for breaching have safety harnesses, but in this particular scenario, with what little I know about submarines, I had a safety harness. So I got snagged on one of the bolts outside of the sub. You try pulling it, I'm pulling it, and then the siren and the siren on top of the whatever it is started going off, meaning that the sub was about to go underwater. I panicked. I just started pulling and pulling and pulling, and the sub eventually went down. Um, I was so I got pulled underwater, and I started to panic, like for my life. Um, it it dragged me quite a ways down before I even realized what was happening. Like I've been down there for like 5 minutes. I can normally hold my breath for what, one, two if I'm lucky. So I was there for a really long time, and it was not like I was holding my breath. I was screaming. I was like pulling whatever. I was doing whatever I can to get out, and then eventually it dawned on me that um, hey, I can actually breathe underwater. Uh, why am I being such a dick? So I decided to just remove the harness and then swim back in. Apparently subs move pretty fast. So when I removed the harness, I got left behind. Like just like that. It was a zoom. Like, uh oh. I was stuck in the middle of the ocean with nothing to do. Like I was so far from the surface, I didn't even want to bother going up there. We're in the middle of the ocean. So I just decided to swim. It was dark where I was, so I decided to swim upwards for a little bit, at least until I get to a place where I can see where I was going without the need of lights. So I swam up, and then by the time I got to a place where I could actually see, I found myself surrounded by fish, and I just decided to swim with the fishes. Um, it was really scary when a whale passed by me. I got to touch a whale like this, and then you're not supposed to get close to them because apparently they're very strong. It accidentally whacked me to the side, and it was painful, like to the here. Yeah. So I just decided to keep swimming. Everything was so beautiful. Like it's difficult to describe what you're seeing, especially in a dream where everything's even more magical. The best I could probably say is if you've ever played Abzu, which I haven't, by the way. That is kind of how I felt my dream was. It was a little bit darker because Abzu is kind of bright and colorful, but it was dark for realism. I eventually found a school of dolphins. Got to latch on to one of them, and then they were going up. And then I saw the surface. The sun was uh, shining through the water, and when we broke out of the water, that's when I woke up. That was one of the better dreams I've had. It looked so beautiful, like seeing all the fish around me floating, swimming next to the whale, even though it hit me. Um, it was awesome. You know, as big as whales are, you don't act in underwater. You don't actually get to see them until they're really or they're up close. At least that's what happened. Like it snuck up on me, like, and the third one, which is the one I want to convert into a short film altogether, uh is called I call it the haunting. So it was shortly after I watched the haunting on Hill House. So so my dream drew inspiration from that. Apparently, I was a paranormal investigator. We were tasked to check out the school where people died if they slept. at least overnight. If people slept there during the night, they died. So I was ghost sensitive. If you were talking in it in Filipino terms, I had my third eye open. So in the school, it's an old school. It's an old Christian school. It reminded me of the University of San Carlos here, a real school. So maybe that's what it was based on. There were a lot of dead people from from back in the Spanish times. I could see the way they dressed. It was all different from different eras. It was a fascinating thing to watch actually. But I it wasn't surprising to me because apparently that was something I was used to seeing all those types of people, all those ghosts. They really don't. They're just there. They don't bother a lot of people. What I did find was um annoying was that there were two ghosts there. One was someone who creeped you out when you were in a bathroom, and then the other one, the one who's doing the actual killing, was a nurse. And then the nurse kind of looked like the nurses in Silent Hill 2. So we were set up, and then I went to the bathroom because as a human being, I needed to pee. S- stood in front of the urinal, took a whiz, and then I noticed someone breathing behind my neck. And then this dream apparently was not in POV. At least that's not how I remember it. It wasn't POV. So I was looking at me peeing like from the front, like what you're doing right now, just there, like doing. But the camera slowly pans to the left, no, pan right. It goes like this. No, and then you suddenly see the guy behind me. He had a disfigured face. I don't know why he needed to have a disfigured face, but he had a disfigured face, and he was just so close to the back of my neck, and just breathing, sniffing. So he was technically a creep. I think he was a pedophile at a Christian school. So that's what he was. And he doesn't. It doesn't bother anybody, but it does give you the heebie-jeebies every time you pee. So ignored him. I didn't want to look at him because he was so disgusting. So just walked out. Went after peeing. Just studying. Went back to where our stuff was associated. Then while walking, I saw in one of the classrooms, out of the corner of my eye, the nurse. And seeing the nurse look like the nurse being in Silent Hill, it freaked me out. Because those were one of the worst things I had to encounter in Silent Hill outside of Pyramid Head. Like I just did not like how they looked, especially in the movie. Creepy as hell. So I panicked when I saw the nurse. I ran. I thought, oh my god, she's gonna kill me. I ran and ran and ran, and then I think I slipped and uh I slipped because the way schools are, they have wax floors, so they get very slippery sometimes. So I slid and then hit my head, and that's when I woke up. And then thinking about my reactions during the dream, I was like, why did I fucking run? It is known that she only kills people when they sleep, so I was safe. Even though if she kind of looked really weird. I was safe. So yeah, those are my dreams. We were talking about it. We suddenly talked. We suddenly jumped into how we like to create, how we like to write stories. I used to write stories as a kid. We we then talked about attempting poetry at a very early age. I did very emo shit when I was a kid. Okay. Um, just so you know, my top three favorite poems that I made back then were titled "Void Eternal," "Crimson Heart," or "Crimson Stone." I think "Crimson Stone," and then "Demon Side." So yeah, pretty edge lord there. Yeah, and she also went. She also talked about how she had very cringy writing. and she had emo, all the emo phase, all that stuff. So yeah, that was fun. We did see the movie shortly after all that talking. Um, the movie, I I liked it a lot, but I kind of expected um I kind of expected to have the same feeling as I did watching Ready Player One, because Ready Player One, you spent, even though you tried to follow the arc, you still were on the lookout for Easter eggs, and then me thinking that this is a movie about the internet, there would be Easter eggs. Although there were a lot, but um it was more like in your face, not subtle, and anything in the background. Um, it was not like it was fun pointing them out because they were so obvious. But there were a lot of sorry, there were a lot of signs on the background because apparently the internet is a big ass city, so they had like billboards of all this stuff. Like I'm not sure if I used the internet enough to know if those were real or made for the movie, but there were a lot. Um, I don't want to get into it because talking about a specific website and all that stuff is actually might reveal part of the plot, so I don't want to do that. But it has the best end credits I've seen in a while. Like it got me excited. There was an emotional reaction to the end credits, and I was so happy to have experienced it, and it was a little bit sad because by the time the end credits, the real when we say there's a post credits, end credits, and a mid credits, right? Um, po- technically end and post credits are the same. So people are so used to mid credits that once they do the black and white thing, once they talk about, they kind of leave. But end credits is when after everything rolls, that's when the scene happens, and then by the time we got to the end credits, there was just like me and her, then two more people in the theater, which was sad because once again, it was the best. And I haven't seen any of my friends talk about it. Any of my friends who've seen it talk about it, so I think they missed out on it as well. But if you did see the end credits, let me know. And what do you think about it? Because it is awesome. Oh, I found the end credits on YouTube, so I might put it on. I am. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna put the description, the link in the description for the end credits. Alright. So that's been my slice of life for the past 2 weeks. So on the description is the link to the Facebook page for Veitsknight, and the link to the end credits scene for Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph breaks the internet. Bye.